Welcome to the Express Mail YouTube channel. This is the first video. I'm excited to do this channel, man. I've had a lot of people ask me just on the streets and everything, like, you know, how is it being a mailman? What kind of job is that? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of money do y'all make? I am a T6, which is a carrier technician. We make about $1,000 more as far as our salary goes than the regular mail carriers. My position basically covers 5 different routes, and I take over for the regular carriers when they have their off days. So I step in. 5 different carriers, 5 different routes. So basically I work every day. Off 2 days a week. I'm off Sundays, thank God. I'm supposed to basically maintain the route or help the regular carrier maintain the route and make sure it flows well, make sure the line of travel is going well and everything. But anyway, we're gonna talk about being a CCA. It's a lot different now than it was when I was a CCA. When I was a CCA, we didn't have Amazon packages at all, really. So it was mostly about the mail. We had a lot of mail to deliver back then. It was around fall time in 2015. So this was before the big Amazon takeover. Wasn't working on Sundays. Nobody was working on Sundays. And basically we started the day normally. The package hampers didn't have a whole lot of packages in it, but we did have packages coming out from Walmart, Target, you know, Macy's, JCPenney's and stuff like that. Now, y'all tell me how many of those packages y'all still see today, because at my office, I don't see any. Every box and every hamper is an Amazon box with the Amazon smiley face. That's all we got. Anyway, when I was a CCA, we didn't get the opportunity to go home before the regulars went home. So we had to stick around until everybody finished their routes to make sure that the people that weren't on the overtime list didn't get overtime, and to make sure that all of the mail was gathered up and back at the office before the truck left at about 6:30 Central Time. So we were on it. Like when I started, there were 2 other CCAs when I started in 2015. One of the CCAs got fired for stealing, so I moved up. And then the other CCA just parked the truck somewhere, went home, never seen her again. So automatically, within maybe a 3-month span, I became the head CCA. So I was the next up to go regular. My money back then, even without Sundays, I still managed to make about $2,000 every 2 weeks. So it was a big change for me. There's some good money involved, especially being a CCA. I liked being a CCA, but you worked a lot harder. Being a CCA, you don't have, if I'm not mistaken, you don't have TSP. So you're not allocating money to that. You're not allocating money to all of these health benefits and everything. So basically, all you're paying is Medicaid, you're doing Social Security, and you're doing federal taxes. So that's basically everything that's coming out of your check. So yeah, you got to see more of your money then. I remember receiving the email saying that I had been chosen because my test scores was great. And you know what? Let's briefly talk about that test. When I was taking the test, we had to go to a private facility, put in earbuds and everything. And, you know, we had a regulator walking around and we were like, you know, basically taking an important test. It was a 3-part test. The last part was memory. I remember that one specifically. And the first 2 were, I believe, filling out forms. The second one was like maybe spelling or something, like grammar, basic intelligence. So the test is fairly easy. I mean, if you graduated elementary school, you should be able to pass that test. But back to the email. So when I got my email and it let me know that I had passed everything and I was headed to the academy, I was excited to go to the academy. You get paid at the academy, you know, you stay there for a whole week and they teach you the ins and outs about, you know, being a carrier, what you need to know, all of these different forms, you know, 38, 49, 39, 96, all that stuff, which none of that stuff stuck with me in the academy. So don't feel bad if you went through the academy or if you're going to the academy and you don't understand what's going on, because honestly, it's better to see those things in action versus someone telling you what's going on. So at least that's how it was for me. So the academy was cool. We got to eat lunch, take breaks, you know, like we got paid for every hour we were there. We had to come every day. And yeah, so by the time I finished the academy, I was smooth sailing after that. And I didn't start work until maybe about 14 days after the academy, because the office wasn't necessarily struggling to receive new carriers, you know. And a side note, yeah, they still drug test. Random drug tests, I'm not, in my office, they don't do random drug tests, okay? Unless you get in an accident or something and it was your fault. So when you go and get checked up and everything at the hospital, they're gonna test to make sure that you weren't under the influence of anything during that accident, because if you were, you're not getting workman's comp and you're probably not gonna have a job when you get back. All right, so first day of work. In my office, we have this route that we call an auxiliary route. So on the very first day, I trained on the auxiliary route. It's probably about a 4-hour route, but of course it took me 6, 7, 8 hours to do that 4-hour route. But the first day I had my union president, we rode together. She taught me how to bundle mail up, taught me how to walk loops and stuff. When I delivered mail to my very first box, I just, you know, I felt the authority. I felt like an important person in society. Like I was just doing my thing, you know, I was helping out the community and everything. That's how I felt when I first started. Didn't have a lot of problems with dogs, you know. I had on regular clothes. I didn't have a uniform. I didn't get any uniforms until later on. But the entire day I was basically thinking like, okay, you know, I made such and such money during the academy. When I got my check back from the academy, it was probably about $400, maybe $500, right? So I was like, wow, you know, if I can get that just in training, you know, how much money am I gonna make after 2 weeks of work, after a full pay period? So, you know, my first check, oh, that was a long time ago, but I want to say that I was very pleased with it. It might have been about $1,300, and I was like, wow, you know. And I didn't work a lot of hours during the first 2 weeks because I was still trying to learn the ropes. Fortunately, though, after my first 2 weeks, they put me on a route that they had been splitting throughout that time because one of our carriers were out for personal reasons. So I was able to hold down that route every single day. Yeah, I just had constant work every day, constant work. And I held down that route for probably about 6 months straight. I knew it like the back of my hand, and I was finishing real early. I was able to go back out and help other people, you know, so I was basically kind of, you know, looking like the GOAT. And, you know, like I said, the other 2 CCAs and ahead of me, they basically quit or got fired. So, you know, they started having to hire other people up under me. So that lowered the load of my day. And yeah, so it was smooth. But if you want to be a CCA, I'm telling you guys, this is a great opportunity to, you know, excel in life, and it's a career job. So you don't have to go anywhere. You can come to work every day and retire from here, and you know, you'll be living pretty good if you do the right things with your money. If you're not investing, if you're not like trying to make your money grow on top of working at the post office, then you're probably gonna be pulling some of that money out and, you know, trying to take vacations and stuff like that. But we'll cover topics like that as this channel goes along. But this is episode 1. Thank you guys for watching this video, and hopefully you subscribe because I have a lot more information to share with you guys. This is Express Mail. Have a good day.